Hello, friends. It's John Crotts from King Law, attorney and elder law specialist. Going to talk to you today about what to do when a loved one passes away. Always a difficult time for family, especially when you lose somebody close to you. And I always tell people, take plenty of time to grieve. Make sure that the funeral arrangements are taken care of. Don't rush into the legal issues. But beyond that, in the beginning, you just want to make sure everything is secured, everything is preserved, so that it can be properly handled by the people responsible for doing that when the time comes. If you're the named executor or the named trustee of the estate, then you've got some heightened responsibilities, or you will once you're formally in that position. So we'll talk a little bit about that and what you need to do. Um, you know, Again, make sure that the home is locked and that you've got mail. The mailbox is being checked. At some point, need to forward that mail to the person that's going to be ultimately responsible for managing the estate, and make sure that that everything is properly locked up and preserved. Um, and you know, it, we're a big fan, of course, of using an attorney to help through this process, especially when the surviving spouse passes away. If there's still a spouse at home after the first spouse dies, there's some simplified procedures for handling those types of estates. And you may or may not need an attorney to help you with that. But after the death of the second spouse and you've got an empty home, you want to be more careful. I tell people attorneys get retained one of two ways, either for estate cases, either shortly after the death of a loved one, or several months into an estate when someone determines that they've gotten in over their heads. There's more to this than they originally expected, and they need help. Maybe they're getting late notices from the court about deadlines that have passed and things of that nature. So um, we are available to help on these kinds of cases. So talk to an attorney, uh, at least get a general understanding of what the issues are and what you need to be doing uh, when that loved one passes away. Um, Obviously, if there's any dependents, if there's any pets, if there's anything like that, you need to make sure that arrangements are made for anyone who that individual depended on for care and support. Um, and make sure that all the loved ones have been notified as soon as possible before you dive into the legalities. But once you're doing that, you need to gather all the essential documents, locate the will, locate the trust, life insurance policies, any final wishes, final instructions from that family member, deeds, titles, bank statements, retirement account information, life insurance, tax returns. All of that's going to be really important to helping uh, determine what to do next and dealing with the estate. Um, Again, if you uh, can talk to an attorney, determine your next steps. If you're going to try and do it on your own, you can contact the clerk of Superior Court. Most clerks will make an appointment with you and allow you to come in and discuss what's going on. They can't give you legal advice, but they can point you to some forms, and oftentimes will encourage you to go talk to an attorney for cases that are more involved. Um, the clerk can help you determine whether probate's even necessary for your situation, and discuss the process for appointing a personal representative, an executor for the estate. But an attorney can help guide you through that process, give you legal advice on what to do and when to do it. Um, Fill out the proper legal paperwork, submit that to the court, monitor all the deadlines, draft all the documents, make sure that you don't make any procedural missteps that could get you in trouble, because um, if you are the appointed executor or administrator of the estate, then you are a fiduciary by law, which means you're held to a high standard. And basically, you could be sued if you fail to handle the estate properly. So be very careful and make sure that you're following all the steps, filing things within the deadlines required, and complying with the law. Uh, so just realize you don't have to do this alone. There is help available. Uh, Contact us at King Law, or an attorney in your area to help guide you through this process and make sure that the estate is managed properly. You also need to make sure that you uh, comply with the necessary tax laws and get the tax returns filed timely as those become due. There's some time sensitive deadlines with respect to that as well. But if we can be of further assistance to you, please let us know. Thank you.